Hello, and welcome to the Students Protecting Education podcast, Empowered, Rising Voices in Education, where we delve into the heart of educational discourse and amplify the voices shaping the future of our communities. I'm your co-host, Luke Lippitt, Executive Director of Students Protecting Education, and I'm joined by my esteemed colleague, Jillian Yarnes, Director of Operations, as together we embark on a journey of exploration and empowerment. Here, we are dedicated to shedding light on the pressing issues confronting the educational landscape in the United States. Join us as we navigate the complexities of the educational sphere and elevate the voices of those championing positive change. Throughout our episodes, we'll share the stories of educators, students, policymakers, and activists who are making a difference within the world of education. So, get ready to be informed, inspired, and empowered. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our second episode. I am your host, Luke Lippitt.
And I'm your other host, Jillian Yarnes.
And today we will be discussing our new organization. So we're just going to go through a short little podcast. This one's going to be shorter than normal, but we'd like to just give you guys a quick update of what's going on with our organization and the new beginning that we've been working so hard towards.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like we've been very productive with what we've been doing. We've got a lot of stuff done recently, especially with this break coming up. So
yeah, definitely, and I think we'll be able to do a lot over this week that we don't have school, and we're really excited. So the first thing that we'd love to announce to you guys is we do have a few new team members. So we have had a pretty small team over the last few months due to people getting other jobs and going off to college and leaving, and so we have developed a new team. So we have 3 new team members. We have 2 from our newly founded outreach department, and finally we have a social media coordinator, which we very much needed. Do you want to talk a little bit more about the social media?
Sure. So our new social media coordinator, her name is Sophia. She attends our school, and she's really great. She does a lot of social media for like her teams, like her sports teams. She's involved in the student government, so we feel like she's a really good fit for this role.
Yeah, she's the social media coordinator for our student government, which I'm a part of. She runs a 5K, I believe, for a fundraiser for cancer. She's really good with that social media. She runs, like Jill said, some of the social medias for her sports teams and stuff. So she's very effective and very passionate about getting the word out through social media. So she is a new member of our team, and we're really lucky to have her on our team, and she's been doing a great job so far. So we're really looking forward to the future of our social media, because it's such an important aspect of our organization.
It's literally how we grew.
Right. Yeah, and so that is one of our 3 new team members. Our other 2 team members are from our newly founded outreach department, which is Drew Sora from Long Island, New York, and Miles Lanier from Virginia. So Drew is our new director of outreach, and Miles is our Virginia ambassador, and he's a program coordinator, which we will get to later in the podcast about the program that he will be running. So they're part of our outreach department, and that department seeks to kind of really recruit and reach out to people to get our mission out there. So I love that word outreach, because we're reaching out. We're really looking to expand our organization, and so it's such an integral part of running a nonprofit is expanding and growing. So we're really excited for that new opportunity for our organization, and I think it's really going to give us a good boost.
Yeah, they're great. I love them so far.
Yeah, definitely. We just interviewed within the last 2 or 3 weeks, and we just had our orientation with them today. So, they're already starting work, and we got them all set up, and so we're really, really looking forward to the future of our organization and what we'll be able to do with a bigger team, because me and Jill realized it's really hard to run a nonprofit as high schoolers, and also as such a small team. So we really believe in the power of a team and the power of more hands-on and delegation. So we are super excited for that. And I think, I'd like to give them all a shout out. I know we gave Sophia a shout out with all the things that she does, but Miles is a student school board member at Manassas Park in Virginia. So he's been serving on that board all year, and he's been really integral in their school district's initiatives to support student voices. And he's been, he's been advocating for, having more than one student school board member so that, that there can be multiple voices of students within the district. So, we love to see that, and it's such an amazing thing that he is so passionate about, and that is the program that he will be running, which, like I said, we'll be talking about later. So shout out to him. He's great. He has lots of accomplishments, and we'll definitely be getting him and our other team members on a podcast to talk a little bit more about themselves and what they've accomplished and what they hope to accomplish in the future. And so that brings me to Drew, who, like I said, is our director of outreach, who has worked on multiple campaigns, is very, very effective in communicating, and he's done multiple projects with legislators and politicians around the state of New York and in his local area. And he is very communicating with him. I've been super impressed. He's very, very, very poignant in the way he communicates and the way he presents himself. And I know he's going to be an absolutely amazing outreach director for our organization. It'll be great for someone like him to be representing our organization. So we'll definitely have them on a podcast soon to kind of be able to brag about them and have them, talk about their passions and their expertises. So that's our new team, and we're just really excited.
I'm really excited. I really hope this week we get a lot done, we get a lot accomplished, and I really want to work with them a lot more this week. Hopefully we can find time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It stinks that, since we're different areas around the country, some of us have break, some of us don't, but, we always find a way to communicate and get things done. So, that's definitely a big part of our what I like to call our new organization, the new founding, a new direction of our organization. So, we're super excited. And I guess that brings us on to our campaigns. So, Jill, do you want to give them a little brief overview on the two campaigns that we've started and are running?
Sure. So just a little about them. So the first campaign is advocating for student representatives on school boards. And this is really important and something we've been fighting for as Students Pro for a while.
Prop 3.
Yeah, Proposition 3, which we fought for at our local school district in the last year. We just got an ex officio student on the board.
Yeah, because of Prop 3 and because we advocated for it,
And a lot of schools have already done this, so we're pretty late to the game.
We were late to the game, especially in our county. We were one of the only school districts left that hadn't done the student school board member,
So this is really important for us and something that we're going to take a lot of time and effort to put into, and this is what Miles is going to be helping out a lot with.
So Miles is the student school board program coordinator. So our campaign to have students on school boards and student voices on school boards, that campaign will be led by Miles. So since he's a student school board member in his district, he has the knowledge and he has the expertise that he knows what it is to be a student school board member, and what the importance of it is. And so we're really looking forward to having him running that campaign, and we're super excited to see how successful it is. And I'm really, really hopeful for how far this campaign is going to go.
Yeah, I know. I'm really excited too. I mean, the importance of just student voices overall is definitely huge.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for more school districts to get involved and to hopefully spread the message nationwide.
Absolutely.
And then that brings us to our second campaign that we're working towards, and that's just pushing for the voting rights for 16 and 17-year-olds in school board elections. Not only is having students on the board very important to us, but also we feel like we should be able to vote in our school board elections. Absolutely. I feel like we should absolutely have literally a voice in voting.
Yeah, and there have been multiple other organizations that have been fighting for this And we really thought it was important for our organization to start advocating for this as well, because it really is almost everything that our organization does with, student voices and student leadership and, student involvement in school districts. I think that's been the main mission of our organization, is to empower students to have a voice within their educational communities.
Exactly. And not only that, but it'll also prepare them for future voting. And
exactly.
It'll just give them a head start.
There have been so many studies that have showed that when 18-year-olds vote, they're way more likely to become lifelong voters.
Yeah.
And in some areas around the country, including Newark, New Jersey, they have allowed 16 and 17-year-olds to vote in school board elections. Places like, I believe, Chicago, I'm not 100% positive. There's a bunch of communities scattered around the country that have allowed citizens younger than 18 to vote. And those citizens are statistically proven to be a lot more likely to vote and become lifelong voters. Also, the rate, demographic-wise, of who votes the most was overwhelmingly 17-year-olds in these communities. So we're really seeing how involved young people are and how these initiatives of young people being able to vote affect our democracy in the long run. And so I really think it's extremely important for us to advocate for this issue because of the state of our fragile democracy right now. I think this is starting from the roots, starting from a young age, teaching students and teaching young people the importance of civic engagement. And we've statistically seen how important this measure is in really improving that.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I'm really excited to get started on this. I've been doing a lot more research, and I'm really looking forward to just getting a start on this. I feel like this is going to be really big, especially for the country.
Yeah, and then Drew will be our program coordinator for this program and campaign. So he has done much work with his local and statewide politicians to discuss this issue.
Yeah.
And he has a lot of experience in it, and we're really excited to get his expertise and his knowledge on this issue and really start to get this campaign rolling.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So those are our two campaigns that we've decided to launch soon. So you guys will be seeing those very soon.
I'm really excited.
And we're both really excited. I think our whole team is excited. Our whole organization, all of our all of our stakeholders, business law class is getting in my head. All of our stakeholders and all of our members and everyone who's involved in our organization is really, I think we're all really excited for the future of our organization.
Yeah. Another one of the big things that we're working towards is posting more on the website. I think that's one of my biggest goals this year. Especially, like, I have a bunch of things that I want to post on the website. Like, I have a bunch of teacher resources that me and Luke and our team have been kind of looking forward to getting out and releasing soon.
Those are great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like those.
They're just kind of like introductions for younger students. They teach leadership and just kind of like skills for using your voice at a younger age, which I think is one of the most important things that we're working towards this year, is kind of leaning towards a younger audience and helping a younger audience.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, I really, and I really appreciate that effort of like making those physical hands-on resources, because sometimes I think we forget about that stuff, and that we, it's a great resource for us to be providing those to teachers and to young leaders. And I think it's a great initiative that you've taken on.
Thank you. And so we're looking for some feedback as well. I mean, our website, we haven't really been keeping up to date with it, and we know we've been focusing more on social media, which I know is kind of a negative on our part, but we're looking for some feedback.
We can't do everything, as such a small team. But recently I've been getting back into really updating the website and keeping
more
articles and keeping maintenance with the website. And really we've been doing a good job recently keeping up, and we would love your feedback. I think that's something that really makes us stronger. Is your feedback. So if you go to www.studentsproed.org/empowered, or you just visit our website, www.studentsproed.org, or just Google search Students Protecting Education. It's the first link there, and then click on podcast. It'll bring you to our Empowered Rising Voices in Education page, where you can listen to our podcast, but also there is a place for you to submit feedback. So we would really greatly appreciate your feedback on anything related to our organization.
Especially the website, or even like different topics you want to hear on the podcast.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And it'll be in a nice form for you guys to fill out, anonymous, so you can really give your full opinion on how we're doing and how our podcast is and how the organization is. And, we really just would love to hear feedback from you guys.
Absolutely.
So there's that opportunity available for you guys. And we, like I said, would definitely appreciate it if you filled out that form and helped us out a little bit.
Yeah, and the resources are coming soon.
Yes, they are. So since this podcast is pretty short compared to our other podcasts, we thought we'd kind of just give you an eye into the thought process that me and Jill go through. So, we're just going to kind of discuss together some of our ideas for our upcoming programs that we're running with Miles and Drew. And that's like we said, our student voting campaign and then student school board campaign. So, we've done a lot of research based on those two topics, and we've done a lot of work into creating documents and organizing information. So, I think it's really a good time to kind of analyze that and figure out where we're going from here. What direction are we taking with these campaigns? And I think it's important for us to have those conversations before we start delegating work and figuring out, what are we going to actually do? What hands-on the ground work are we going to do?
I think that for the ex officio student and having the student on a school board, I think we should do like what we did locally and have students go into school board meetings and bring it up, like bring it to the attention of the school board. I think that's the biggest thing, and I think that's the way we should start. I don't know what your thoughts are.
Yeah, let me grab my pad and paper because I really like that idea, and I think it'd be good for us to create resources for students that kind of go over, this is how you speak out at a board meeting. Like
a workshop, but like in like paper form.
Yeah, and like a resource document that students and our peers can really relate to and reference to, I think is the word I'm trying to use for that. And I think it would be great for us to just kind of come up with a list of like things, of like strong points for arguing for ex officio member, like, a document that we have on our website that says student ex officio board member advocating.
Yeah.
And then just have like a bunch of talking points, a bunch of elaborate talking points.
Yeah. So like they know what to bring up.
So they know what to bring up. And,
like kind of like what we did.
And then, we could have like another page of like statistics and data and stuff to back up arguments. And because I think statistics and data are really important when you're arguing. And I think we found that, especially when we made our own petition and said, this is how many people support this thing. Yeah. So I think that would be a great step for that campaign.
I think we should definitely do that.
And even the other campaign, even though you're not advocating for your school board, because the campaign for 16 and 17-year-olds to be able to vote, that's a state level. That's a state level campaign. That's a state level initiative. That's something that you need statewide politicians and state level politicians to vote on, not just your school board. And so that's a different conversation. And, we'll have to talk with Drew about what his thoughts are.
I feel like he definitely has a lot of great ideas.
He 100% does.
Yeah, considering what he's done in the past. So, definitely need to set something up for that.
Yeah. No, and I think starting that campaign now and really I know obviously we've started, a lot of the research and a lot of the design part of the campaign, like how is this campaign going to look? But I think we really need to get down into the nitty gritty of like, who are we reaching out to? Who are we asking for help? Who are we going to have endorse, this mission and this initiative? And so, I'm really looking forward to that, because I think it'll be great for us to work with local politicians and really get into
into the loop of like policy and
I
you
think
know.
it's also a great opportunity for other students to kind of get involved with the future of politics. I know
Absolutely.
not every student is like Luke and who's been in student government for 6 years and definitely has a future in some type of business. But I think it will be just kind of like a great little path for every student to take, kind of get to like touch their feet in the water, dip their toe in the water.
Dip their toes in the water.
Dip their toes in the water of politics a little bit.
No, and I think
we need to get away from, I think politics has a very negative connotation, especially in the last, I think before we were, grown up and as we've matured, I think when we were younger, politics was something you didn't really talk about that much. It was a kind of a taboo, to talk about. You go to the polling place and you vote and that's it. Luckily, I think we've gotten into a culture where it's super comfortable to talk about politics and it's encouraged. But I do think because of how polarized our country is and our political landscape is, it does have a negative connotation to be politically affiliated. But I think getting students involved in just the political process,
I think it's just an important conversation to have.
Exactly. And really, like we mentioned earlier with having students vote earlier, which creates lifelong voters, just that theme of civic engagement at a young age, I think that's super important to really developing, a society that values democracy.
Yeah,
because I think sometimes we get away from that.
I agree 100%. Yeah. So looking forward to that then. Yeah,
definitely. So that's our big update for you guys, and that's our latest podcast, and we really appreciate you guys listening to today's episode. And we'll be talking about I don't even know what we'll be talking about next time. Well, we have a long list of things we'd like to talk about, but we're always changing, what's important in the time and moment. So, but we will definitely have a new podcast out soon, and we hope to see you there.
Yeah, thank you for listening.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Empowered, Rising Voices in Education, brought to you by Students Protecting Education. I'm your host, Luke Lippitt, and I hope today's conversation left you feeling inspired and ready to make a positive impact. Join me again next time as we explore the various aspects of education, advocacy, and empowerment. In our upcoming episodes, we'll be delving into the crucial topics of community engagement and the advocacy for education, equity in education, student-led initiatives, and more. Until then, stay informed, stay empowered, and thank you for being part of the Students Protecting Education community. We'll see you next time.